Good afternoon, it's that bloke on a motorbike. It's just a quick update this week on how my arm is progressing. I had to go back on Wednesday to see the doctor at hospital. I arrived there, was told to go and have the pot removed. So I'm sat there and the nurse came towards me with what looked like a mini handle grinder, and it sounded like a mini handle grinder. She said, "This won't hurt." Yeah, I know that. I mean, what do they say when you have an injection? It's just going to be a sharp scratch, and we all know that that's a lie. So anyway, she put this machine on my arm and switched it on, and then started cutting through the pot, as you'll be watching now. It didn't touch my arm, but my God, it felt weird. Really heavy vibration from it. She cut it on both above my arm and below my arm, and then finished off with the last little bit, cutting it with the shears. Then pulled it apart. And I looked at my arm and it didn't look remotely like mine. My arm felt really light, it felt floaty. So she got some wipe things and she said, "I'll just freshen it up with these." And I thought, "Oh, they smell lovely." And then she rubbed it on the skin and oh my God, yeah, it was some sort of antiseptic that she'd used. So then she says to me, "Don't make any sudden moves with it. Don't try and move it too much because it will hurt." So I said, "Yeah, right, okay." Stood up, went to straighten my arm out and shot back down into a chair. Oh my God, the pain. And she just looked at me in that way that, they do, and just said, "Yeah, I told you." Anyway, she sent me from there to X-ray, where they X-rayed the arm again, and then I had to go back to the waiting room. So got back, told nurse I was back, sat down and started to wait. Well, that's why they call it the waiting room, isn't it? Anyway, I'm sat there. And consultant came out, picked up a load of files and looked through them. He said, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one all need new cast putting on and another 6-week appointment. So I'm sat there thinking, oh my God, another 6 weeks of this. So anyway, I waited and then got called in to see a consultant, and he asked how I was, all the usual things. So he put the x-rays up on screen and we had a look at them. And you can see there, they're on screen now, that the one which has got the straight lines on it, that is the original where the brakes were. And you can see that there's that triangle in the middle has completely broken away. And there's some fractures running longitudinally up the bone as well. And they'd moved apart and were sticking into my skin. So on the other one, you can see where the lines have started to blur. And this is where the callus bone has started to repair itself back and laying new strips of bone down. So down the long piece, you can see that there's quite a nice build-up of callus bone. At the other side, where the little splinter gap was, it's just started to do it. And he was saying that, it's healing, it's going the right way, but you can see that that piece is still apart and it's still crisp lines. Any crisp lines means it's not started to heal yet. So I'm sat there thinking, oh, for God's sake, this is it. I'm going to have another cast on, or at worst, he's going to say we're going to operate. Anyway, he said, did I have any questions for him? And I said, yeah. I says, what does that mean? How's it progressing as far as me doing things concerned? Oh, he said, we're going to discharge you today on a 3-month self-referral. I went, oh, right. So what he said was, I'm discharged. Within the next 3 months, if I feel any problems with it, I've just got to give them a ring and they'll get me straight back in and have a look and see what's going on. After 3 months, it'll just revert back to my GP and that'll be it. I'll be discharged. In total, it's going to be about a year before it's fully functional again. And there'll always be some deformity in my arm and some weakness. They're sending me for physio, so to build the muscle up and also get the joints moving. You can see if I lift the arm up, look at that. The blue pot of doom has gone. Oh, that is so good. But there's still very restrictive movement. If I try and lift my arm up, it only goes to there. So my hopes of getting out on the bike this week are a non-starter. Main reason is I can't put my helmet on. I've been sat here since Wednesday with my arm in a position that I'll be riding, pulling the front brake on, rolling my wrist round, and never thought about how you're going to get your lid on. So it's going to be middle of next week, I think, before I can get out on the bike. So I can't wait. You know, you're probably wanting to get back out on Betsy and get some riding done, because that's what I want to do. I really do, folks. So anyway, that's the plan. I've been doing the exercises. I've been doing the physio that they've given me this week. So I've not had a chance to put a different type of video together at all. So just thought I'd give you this update, and fingers crossed, I'm going out on the bike next week. If I do, I'm going to film it, whether it's a short ride, a long ride, an interesting ride, or just a pile of rubbish. I'll put it on if I can get out, or I'll give you another update. So thanks for sticking with me, folks. I really do appreciate it. We've got a lovely community going. I had a lot of comments about the video that I put out last week, which was the interview with me. How you managed to sit through it, I'm not too sure. But there you go. So subscribers, thank you very much. As usual, I really appreciate it. If you're not subscribed, then hit that like button. You know, subscribe to it, I should say, and hit the bell. Give me a like. That really helps the YouTube algorithm. So when you watch it, the regulars as well, if you just hit that like, it'll mean that we start progressing the community. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think. And if you're out on your bikes, then as usual, keep that shiny side up and the rubber side down. And fingers crossed, folks, I will see you next week out on the road. So bye for now, folks. Bye.